Hey guys, and welcome back to Australian States Cup. We've taken a week off for both teams here, and we're getting right into grand finals. Really exciting matchup we've got today. We've got New Zealand A and New South Wales A, chock full of both OWC players and really familiar faces around the OC scene. And I've got Albatrauz here commentating with me today.
Hello, hello.
And, yeah, really keen to see this one play out, to be honest, because I don't think these teams have played yet in this tournament. And these are the 1 and 2 seeds. New South Wales, obviously, back-to-back defending States Cup winners, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think one of the interesting things is this New Zealand A roster, because, I mean, this team basically got top 8 in OWC, and now we have the addition of Zuma. So it's very interesting to see how they're going to stack up to the powerhouse that is New South Wales A. Very curious to see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. Especially New South Wales also being filled with not only seasoned veteran OWC players like ascosu and Aknzx, but we do have, you know, the sort of prominence of the rising stars in PoYuTo and Dumb Andy. And this pool is not easy. This is 7.8, so not quite the giga skill cap of a lot of open rank tournaments, especially in OWC, but it is definitely no mean feat, and getting right into the bans. So we've got DT2 ban coming out from New South Wales A, getting rid of that speed that New Zealand is so well known for, and Hidden 2 No Mod 5 being banned by New Zealand, trying to eliminate the edge of New South Wales that they might have on the gimmick, especially looking at some of their players. And DT3 ban coming out from New South Wales. So we have double speed ban from New South Wales, not too unexpected, and a double gimmick ban from New Zealand. So I think we do have New Zealand picking first. I might be wrong on that. But
I think it's New South Wales based off.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so both teams trying to take out the strengths of each other, which is pretty fair considering at this level of scaling, you can get punished for not having full lineups.
Definitely looking at a gimmick pick for New South Wales A. Not just because they have a lot of really good control players on their team, but also just because it's probably not what New Zealand is most comfortable on. When I look at this New Zealand roster, I do think of the mechanics, the number 2s, the high BPM tapping, which has been banned away.
Yeah, definitely still a couple options for New Zealand A. There is a No Mod 2, there is the Free Mod 3, and New South Wales still have plenty of things to work with here. I think we might see like a DT4 come out, maybe even a Comfort No Mod 3. Could be anything.
I could also see them picking like one of the gimmicky free mods, like Free Mod 1 or Free Mod 2.
Yeah, definitely for sure. I think that New South Wales is a roster with a lot of depth. You know, they are probably the most popular state in Australia, and with their star-studded OWC roster, it really could be a bit of anything. And we've got a Hidden 1 coming out from New South Wales A, actually looking to go to the mechanics. We've got a high BPM 260-ish snap aim pick. This one's actually very straightforward and not too awkward, so probably just looking for something that they're comfortable on. Got no shortage of players that can play this. I'm guessing their roster does end up looking like Palr, Secret Box, and Aknzx, all pretty seasoned players.
I think so too. Perhaps there's a chance PoYuTo comes in, but I'm not sure if he's outscaled or not, or if the other player's just better than him outright.
Yeah, it's always a hard asking a new up-and-coming player to play over these big established names when we know they can do so well. But yeah, I think this one honestly could be anything. This is a hidden map, but it is also very squarely in like the mechanics ballpark. So I think this one pretty 50-50, which I don't hate for a first pick, you know, trying to test the waters early while you have the room. Yeah, I think Palr so far in this tournament did have a bit of an area change. I think he's gone back to his old area now, so we might be seeing prime Palr form. So that should be quite exciting.
Yeah, for sure. I'm expecting Aknzx to definitely be in. On the side of New Zealand, it looks like Saikyu's coming in as the aim player, even if he's not the most well known for hitting.
Yeah, I think his hidden ability definitely isn't zero. It is a relatively high AR hidden map, and while not the most comfortable, he has shown in tournaments like OWC and OCE Cup that he can play a couple one of those more mechanical focused ones.
Yep. And Zuma is the third, seemingly, for New Zealand. To be expected.
Yeah, it is like the star lineup for both teams. Probably the strongest three players in both teams as well. We'll be seeing.
Yeah, I'm not expecting much deviation from these lineups, with the exception of, like, for example, maybe HaSappy on tapping, etc.
Yeah, I mean, these players are so well-rounded in general. It is very hard to find the case of where you would bench them when they're just so good and everything. But heading into map number 1 now. Very, very excited for this to get underway. And a couple early misses from Aknzx and yamss, just trying to get accustomed to the match environment, I guess. But yeah, I think this map is generally pretty consistent and generally finds it to be more spiky during the choruses, as with most maps in the game, but it is pretty much just how the map shapes up.
And we're slowly moving to the first Ki, but Violet drops a miss.
And yeah, Aknzx has found the recovery from early on, so New South Wales basically with 3 FCs, as I say that, a secret box does find a break to trade it back, but the lead is already growing. Palr does find a
Palr
break.
Misses.
Oh, and so does Aknzx.
Oh my god.
Now it is just Saikyu, the non-hidden player alone on the FC so far. But again, I think it's a pretty volatile map as well, so misses can be found almost anywhere in the map, as I say that. New South Wales A struggling a little bit. Saikyu drops the FC. No one surviving left in the lobby. Scores reset.
It's even as we go into the second verse, the non-Ki section. Slight combo lead for New Zealand though.
I mean, Violet has found the recovery there, and the score has ticked over to New Zealand ever so slightly.
Zuma misses.
Just seems like it will end up coming down to who is just a little bit more comfortable in this.
Oh, and blocks Saikyu trade, but those aren't the big combos right now. It's just Palr and Violet that you have to look at. Aknzx does have a Spore supporting combo that is supporting Palr, offsetting the combo lead that Violet has.
Yeah, yamss just struggling to find a combo here, just a tad bit uncomfortable it looks like. Although he isn't too far behind, and
Violet
jumps. Violet has missed. Ball is squarely in New South Wales A comfort zone. Palr does find the miss.
Aknzx misses. Saikyu is the one holding.
It's just absolute murder. Complete carnage. As we head to the last Ki as a 40k lead.
Break.
But the recoveries on New South Wales A are just ever so slightly better. Oh, and the chain miss from yamss. The chain miss from yamss and the break from Saikyu. It really looks like with just a little bit of map left that it might just be done and dusted.
Okay, all of New South Wales just hit this star, by the way. Like
it's absolutely mental. What have they done? They're going crazy.
They almost all FC the ending, by the way.
But yeah, Palr not having a fantastic tournament so far has really just brought it back. This man has just come into the lobby first map of Grand Finals, and he's just dropped his 500k.
Yep, and that's exactly what you want to see. Palr is the guy who really popped off and shined on a lot of those hidden A maps in his OWC run last year. He is probably the difference maker of this map. And very interesting because it was the first pick for New South Wales, but it wasn't very decisive.
Yeah, I think we might see a lot of maps end up with this treatment, especially this one. I think this one is just, it's very hard to hold combo and comes down to Aknzx miscount. And as we see, yamss with the 16 misses does seem to just be ever so slightly a bit more uncomfortable compared to his other players in his cohort, with most players within 2 and 5 misses. Especially shout out to Saikyu, who's not someone who's, again, known for playing hidden, but has come in and dropped a very nice score.
Yeah, for sure. I think if you're New Zealand, you're probably looking at one of the tabbing mechanics. It was double banned by New South Wales, and there are still 2 maps available, notably the number 2 and mod 3.
Yeah, if you're New South Wales, I think that's a map you definitely just take the points on and move on. I don't doubt they think that was the strongest performance they could have had, and definitely was anything but guaranteed. But I think New Zealand will open up with a no mod 2, potentially a DT1, potentially a mod 3. But yeah, very hype start of the match. If it's a sign of anything to come, then we're in for a really good one. But yeah, again, I think a lot of this pool does open itself up to both teams. I don't think there's that many apart from the tapping and the gimmick that would lend itself really hard in one direction. I think both teams are covered really well. And moving on now, we've got Ungrey Days, Palr 3 coming out for New Zealand Day.
Let's go.
But one of 3 customs for the stage, so I'm happy we're getting to see this.
Yep. This is awesome. I haven't seen the map, but I'm assuming it's like the flow ulti style type of map.
Yeah, this one pretty harkens back to a lot of old style alt with like Val 0108 and CRN, that kind of mapping. 172 BPM, so not your traditional alt BPM, is a bit of the higher BPM pseudo alt. But yeah, once again, shout out to Mr. Business for mapping this custom. Big props to him because this map is pretty awesome. Got some good flowers in playtesting as well, so really cool.
This is the map. Now in terms of lineups, I am somewhat expecting New Zealand to run the same 3 people again. For New South Wales, there's a chance we could see someone not the core 3 in. I could see Dumb Andy very well.
Andrew, perhaps.
Yeah,
someone by the name of Dumb Andy is quite intelligent, especially when you look at his OCCL. I do say so myself. I think this one pretty open. I think. I don't think that New Zealand have necessarily like a free win or anything. I don't even think it's that biased towards them. I think it's a very 50-50 map. So again, opening off with yet another pretty up in the air map. Pretty good for both teams. I think they're definitely trying to test the waters a little bit before going into the comfort.
Yep.
But then again, we do see someone like Saikyu on New Zealand who's just known for being that hard rock beast. The best hard rock player in his country.
In the bottom right corner, he has arrived.
Yeah, no roster lineup changes for New Zealand A. New South Wales substituting out Palr for Dumb Andy, who will be making his debut in this match.
A silly, stupid Andrew has entered in the bottom right.
A certain silly guy.
Very excited to see him play, actually. He has been absolutely popping off on all of the ulti style maps recently, with some absolutely outrageous scores.
Yeah, non-oceanic players might not be as privy to the information, but to anybody in Australia and New Zealand, you know how good this player is. He is 4-digit, but that does not tell even remotely close to a big part of the story. So get into this Palr 3 here. This map is honestly pretty consistent. There's not too much variation in the mapping either, apart from a small wrap section-ish in the middle, where there's a lot of overlaps, and that one might catch some players off guard. So far, not too many people dropping, a few early misses, but everyone's recovered nicely. New South Wales holding that very strong 3-way so far.
We're See if anyone starts breaking as we head into the first KI, the first forest.
Yeah, Saikyu and yamss did find early breaks, but they had found
big
recoveries.
Double miss from New Zealand.
Aknzx
traded. But Saikyu misses. That's all 3 big combos down for New Zealand. It's the star player for New South Wales, and the specialist Dumb Andy in right now, popping off on this ult.
Yeah, down 180k at the break. New Zealand doesn't really have the combos to match it, but all they can do is hold on for as long as they can and hope for breaks from the other side. Otherwise, this map is as good as over. As we get into the bit of overlap reading section, as it catches up to New Zealand, and Aknzx out. Box does go down with the FC, but there he is! Dumb Andy himself, holding on as strong as he can be.
Oh, the silly Andrew, he is in, he misses. But I think he's done a lot. It's 300k already in the score lead difference.
Yeah, 1/3 of the map left to go, and all Saikyu can do once again is just hold on and pray for the other team to miss. There he goes! And that about wraps it up already for this Hard Rock 3. This 300k lead is still growing for New South Wales there as they found recoveries. And it almost just seems insurmountable, and it's a bit of a go next moment again.
Yeah, I don't think there's any inroad for New Zealand because the accuracies on Zuma is just so far behind everyone else right now. They're fighting a very uphill battle. And I think that's probably it. Box and Andy just steamrolling the best scores that Saikyu could muster off.
All of New Zealand getting caught out on that wiggle before the last KI just about does it, I think.
Yeah, this is brutal. This
very strong showing from New South Wales A.
Also, Box's recovery is insane.
Yeah, I think this might be a 1 miss or an S rank. Not quite sure.
Yeah, crazy score.
But
not bad from Aknzx either. He definitely did his part. He outscored both Violet and Zuma.
But there it is. New Zealand A losing their first pick by 500,000, which is just such a big margin on these last few maps in the final pool, and it's brutal. But we can definitely see that there was potential, but I think New Zealand is not quite as consistent, and New South Wales just look ever so slightly more comfortable.
Yeah, you have to wonder if Saikyu low-rolled a bit, potentially.
Yeah,
he's
I think this is a map
very well known.
I think that this is a map that he definitely could have popped off on, for sure.
But no questions asked, we go into Hidden 3. As expected, the more gimmickier, control-heavy, especially Hidden as a skill set. I think it opened up slightly with the Hidden 1 first pick that went their way. And I think it's going to be even better for New South Wales because of the nature of this map being more techy, more control-y, as opposed to mechanics-based.
Yeah, this one, very standard Halgo Shari map. This one actually has a little bit more of a focus on that sort of tapping and aim control, sort of flow aim control as well, instead of just pure sliders that we usually come to know and see from these two mappers. But yeah, I think this one is not really on the easy side, but this is probably one of the more accessible maps in the pool, I'd imagine. I think New Zealand A can definitely do some damage on it, but it really comes up to, you know, will we see a big carry performance from a Secret Box again, as this is something that he's just known for being good for.
Absolutely. New Zealand-wise, I'm kind of expecting the same lineup again.
Yeah, New Zealand's death does lean more to the raw tapping side, I think. HaSappy being a tapping specialist, we might see him come in. And Jeremy known a bit more for the hard rock and the aim, but might be
it's PoYuTo coming in for this one. I was going to suggest that potentially as a very good hidden flow player, PoYuTo might have come in.
Yeah, this is his bread and butter, you know, tech, aim control, hidden, it's got it all right. So, if there was a map for him to come into this match and play his part on, I could definitely see this being it.
Absolutely, especially if Aknzx or Palr aren't feeling it right now.
Yeah, I think
and
definitely
Palr seems to be benching himself.
Yeah, we might see Palr be coming out for this one. I think, you know, just a little bit more comfortable in the tech.
Yep, absolutely.
Once again, no substitutions for New Zealand there. We'll be seeing the same three going into this one. think New South Wales definitely has the favor of this one. Again, this is not a map that is as straightforward as Hidden One, so I'm not tipping Saikyu to do as well. That being said, Saikyu did have his fair share of good showings on Hidden Tech in OWC as well, from what I remember. So, again, he could very much just prove me wrong right now. While finding an early miss.
Yeah, I'm also looking a bit at Zuma's performance. I don't think he's had the greatest showing so far.
Yeah, but this map is a bit easier mechanically, so might find it a bit easier. So New Zealand finding a couple drops early, same with the secret box. But yeah, this is quite a short map as well. Saikyu finding the break there as well as Zuma again. Yeah, New Zealand have gone down.
They all break again, Violet's down, and Aknzx PoYuTo misses, but Aknzx is still shredding this map.
But yeah, Aknzx is just
what is he doing?
Absolute work on this map. PoYuTo finds another break, but it just doesn't matter because the star factor of these New South Wales A players is just proving like it might be a little bit too much on a pool like this.
The score is so insane right now from Aknzx, and Box has such a good recovery as well.
You can even see it in just the accuracies. Like, although some of them have broken on New South Wales A, they're all hard holding 98, 99. When you look at it compared to New Zealand A, they've all got 95 and 96, and it just seems to be that gap in comfort.
And it's a team-wide gap as well. PoYuTo was basically above everyone in New Zealand up until Saikyu got this combo into the second half of the map. And Box has a big chain miss. Aknzx also had a big chain miss, but Saikyu misses. I think that's it.
Yeah, despite New South Wales A opening the door just a little bit, New Zealand didn't take the chance. And with the full reset from pretty much all 6 players, I think we've called wraps on this one as well as we get into the outro. This map was very, very...
Violet. I think Violet just dropped like 4% accuracy from that chain miss. That's really
brutal.
Unfortunate.
It's absolutely brutal pattern there. The slider stream and cut pause.
There we go. That's the second hidden pick out of the way from New South Wales, so no more hidden abuse after this, I believe.
Really seeing that they are flexing the muscles on maps like these. I think New Zealand A will definitely have a bit of a better time on the free mods, where they're able to flex into that hard rock bit. Again, Saikyu, the non-hidden player, really demonstrating that isn't his entire skill set summed up, because he has dropped another very good score to match on the hidden maps.
Yeah, and Saikyu in general has just been very consistent. He probably low-rolled the Hard Rock 3 to his standards, but he has been the top performer for New Zealand on all of these maps so far.
But yeah, so again, New South Wales, they're out of hidden picks, so this match might start to open up a little bit. They have built themselves a really nice lead, but off the back of this next pick, which I think will be very, very important for New Zealand there.
Yeah, I think the one silver lining, or the one good thing for New Zealand, is that they still left open all of the mechanics. So even though they lost the breakpoint on Hard Rock 3, I think on paper, all the tapping maps that they should be winning are still open. It's not like they got breakpointed on number 2 first pick.
Yeah, but I think it is important that they probably do want to lean into picking them sooner than later, because, you know, we're already up 3-0, and there's only 4 more maps that New South Wales A has to win the match.
Yeah.
So
even just like getting your roster changed up, maybe HaSappy is feeling good.
Yeah, could be an opportune time to go into the mechanics now.
Yep,
Going into the No More 2, which is absolute brutal burst stamina. This map, not the traditional kind of stamina map that you see as well. This one very more focused on finish roll and bursts, and it's the longest 3-minute map in the game, if I had to put it one way.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't played this, but this just sounds so dense. I'm not reading the map name. Yoga Hose, you can see that yourself.
It is 248 BPMs, which is... Honestly, this is the kind of map that you look at it for this pool and think, oh, it's probably pretty chill, you know. Speed tends to get overstarred. It's only 7.7 stars in a 7.8 pool. and relatively comfortable with BPM. So, you know, what can go wrong? And then you play the map and you realize it's the hardest thing in the game.
So. Yeah. This map sounds so incessant.
Yeah, again, it's 2 minutes 55 seconds of pure hand torture.
But HaSappy has come in, so as he talked about, the high BPM tapping specialist for New Zealand.
Yep, they're here to play. And I think this is pretty good pick because, you know, regardless of whether they win or lose this is probably one of the maps that they have the best chance on. And needing to get the momentum of the match back on your side, I think you really do just have to opt for something like this, the comfort before you run out of time.
Yep. Also just trying to appeal to like the weakness of New South Wales' third player potentially. I look at their roster and I don't know if they have like a third big shredder for this type of map.
Yeah, definitely. I think Box and Aknzx will probably do alright in this, but really that third player is just up in the air. I think we will see Dumb Andy come in, and as I say that, there he is. But yeah, you know, despite being down 3-0, it is still early days, but it won't be early days for much longer, so I like this pick for New Zealand a lot. I think that this is the kind of map that they've got to lean into. Right, so yeah, we'll be getting into the map shortly.
Good luck, have funds are being exchanged. Seems we're about to help into the map.
Yeah, so New Zealand are making their first player substitution. We've got HaSappy coming in for yamss. And from the last map, we've got Dumb Andy coming in for PoYuTo. So I think this is a map you can really expect players like Aknzx and Violet, also known as clafrelys, to absolutely go shredder mode on. And HaSappy being in tapping specialist, although he's missed there, will probably have a nice time on this one as well. These high rank speed players really are good at this one thing, and this is the map that they get to short on. So yeah, Box and HaSappy trading a couple misses early. New South Wales A jumping out to an early act lead. Violet's still holding on to the SS for a little bit, while Saikyu is very much in his own world with the 92, trying to mash his way through this. And as I say that, Box does find a break, so combo is very squarely to the advantage of New Zealand. But yeah, we're seeing that, you know, the hard rock...
HaSappy missed.
Oh, this is true. But yeah, we see that the hard rock gimmick specialist in Dumb Andy
oh my god, New Zealand
doesn't just have to play this kind of map.
Wait a minute, Snowpoint.
And yeah, this is really bad for New Zealand. Aknzx does find the break, and again, Dumb Andy is not just the hard rock specialist coming in for this speed map, and he's absolutely going off with the only full combo left in the lobby.
Yeah, and he's not even getting stamina issue because Aknzx gotten better.
His man is 4-digit.
His Aknzx has gotten better within the past like 500 combo.
Yeah, and Secret Box also finding a really nice recovery. New Zealand have found a couple recoveries, really need to just hang on for that small chance of watching New South Wales completely collapse. And as I say that, Violet goes down. Dumb Andy and Box do go down though! And there's no combo left on the side of New South Wales A, but HaSappy has missed. And now Saikyu with this 90 act 400 combo is holding off for dear life, and as I say that,
it misses.
There he goes.
Oh no.
It really does seem. It just does seem that, you know, this map is just incredibly rough on the left hands of everyone, and we're really reaching the sort of skill cap.
This map has not stopped at all. This is so difficult to shred.
Yeah. We see stamina is getting to some of the players. Saikyu dropped to 87, Dumb Andy dropped to 92. Even HaSappy, one of these speed specialists for New South Wales, has dropped to 94, and it's just such a hard map, even in open room.
Yeah, it's not just the tapping, but it's also like the aim requirement of having to move between each burst.
Yeah.
This is just so
Aknzx has also found a recovery, and that is pretty much all New South Wales can owe it to. These recoveries in a secret box and Aknzx holding strong, as well as the early big combo from Dumb Andy, has gotten them out to a 500k victory on New Zealand's second pick.
Yeah, and I feel like this is the type of loss that really gives you concerns about New Zealand's chances in this match. This was supposed to be, on paper, one of their best picks, and their best score in Violet was outscored by over 30,000 by Dumb Andy.
Yeah, it's really rough for New Zealand. You've got to wonder if the scaling, sort of caught up to them, or if it's just the lack of someone like Osbert on their roster. But yeah, we'll see what New South Wales decides to pivot to now. We've got no hidden maps remaining, and they will be forced to pick from a different pool. I think my guess is probably something like 3 mod 2.
Yeah, I was about to say the same.
There's maybe chances for like a no mod 4 as well, even like a no mod 3.
Yeah. I think the gimmick has definitely worked out. The hidden 3 was so unbelievably dominant. I also think they probably just have the roster that is going to shine better on the polyrhythm of 3 mod 2, but they go no mod 1. Following their success on Hidden 1, that was one of the more contested maps of this match so far. I think possibly the closest map so far was the Hidden 1 first pick from New South Wales.
Yeah, definitely, I think a no mod 1 is actually a bit more of a 50-50 map compared to all the other maps in the pool, so I don't know if New South Wales is just trying to, potentially win the points early before New Zealand can pick them, because I think that is very well a strategy if you are just up on confidence as well. But this does give New Zealand a bit of a way in, because as we know, Saikyu, this absolute full area monster, is just the goat of aiming. He is quite good and he's played pretty well so far in this match. So definitely chances there. I think from New South Wales we'll see the stock standard lineup of Vox, Aknzx, and probably Palr, but I wouldn't be surprised to see someone like Dumb Andy in that third slot either.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I am expecting actually Palr to come in. Just sandbagging, like picking off from where he left off on that Hidden 1 where he did top score. I do think his aim is probably feeling quite good right now.
Yeah, for sure. Again, it's a pretty storied no mod 1 from OWC. We've got double Australian representation in the artist in the background and one of the mappers. So pretty fitting map to have been played here and picked for grand finals. Other than that, I think Snow mod 1 very, very hard on the skill cap as well, and it also could just be as well that New South Wales think that they just have a high skill cap and they out-contest on something like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a start, we're very much, in the realm of the mid to late closing stages for New South Wales if New Zealand can't get points on the board. But we do see the traditional 3 on New Zealand A come back for no mod 1, as well as Aknzx actually hopping out from the last map and substituted in by Palr. So we'll be seeing Box alone from the high rank squad. But
Oh,
don't be
that is
fooled.
surprising to me.
This New South Wales A roster of these 3 is very, very capable on aim.
Yeah. I do wonder if this is just like a comfort thing, or if Aknzx just wasn't feeling the best. But, we've seen Dumb Andy play absolutely insane for the first few maps he's been in.
Yeah. Again, this Hidden 1, very, very consistent in terms of the aim. Does spike a little bit more when it comes to the KIs as well. So, very traditional structure. We find clafrelys dropping a couple of early misses, which is traded by Box. And there we go, we find Palr dropping a few early as well, as Saikyu and Dumb Andy the only 2 to hold FC through this early section. But again, FCs at this point don't matter. I think you'd be very hard pressed to find anyone who's FCing this in match. Not that it's impossible, but this map is just so hard.
Yeah, not that it's impossible. There is a certain player on the Victorian lineup who's known to be quite good at aim.
And New Zealand finding a 3-way reset, but that is immediately traded back by the New South Wales A 3-way reset.
These jumps are brutal.
And yeah, you can see just how close the score is, as well as the combos. It's just like Hidden 1 all over again. Neither team really giving too much either way.
Yeah, it's just this really close tug of war the whole time, but by the end of the first Ki, it seems to have pulled slightly in the favor of New South Wales. They do have 2 small recoveries of 200 as we head into the verse.
But yeah, even like a small recovery on a map like this does end up doing big things because 200 combo might be pretty hard to come by at some points. As we say that, just like that, Box with the 200 combo does find a miss. Is traded back by some of the misses over on yamss and Saikyu. But Palr now found a big recovery on this 300 approaching 400. And
Yeah,
everyone's
it doesn't
just
matter that everyone
misses.
else is missing because Palr, he misses. But there's a small lead built up halfway across the map. It's 80,000, very similar to the lead that we saw in Hidden 1.
Yeah, this small buffer might seem, insignificant, but on a map like this, score is just so hard to come by, and that could be the difference maker as players look to ramp up their combos again as we head into this solo section, which is just so brutal. But really, you could make a case for that in any part of this map. Like, look at these jumps. Go on.
Yeah, and even the streams are not that easy to aim either. All those triangles, right now Saikyu's hitting them. Matched by Box.
So, 1 recovery each on both teams, 80k difference. Can they turn this in the last quarter, New Zealand?
So far, they're still holding. Eyes on Saikyu and Box. And Saikyu misses! Box has not traded yet.
He's the first to fall there, and Box, the absolute Giga Chad of the Australian OWC team, is just getting it done once again.
He's still going right now. He's hit 500 combo again in this ending Ki.
As we enter the ending, he doesn't manage to hang on to it, but by that way it's too late. It's 170k, and New South Wales have brought out to a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, so similar to that Hidden 1, the same story. It was close at the start, but the consistency from New South Wales just seemed to be there on the aim. And they're gonna go up 5-0 in this match.
Few alarm bells for New Zealand A, especially looking at this absolutely gigantic lead. This is no easy feat to come back from. But that being said, we've seen it done before, so we might see it again. I think New Zealand definitely showing that they might just not be able to hang with the scaling. But that being said, there's still things like the DT1 left open that they might choose to go to for comfort, which is that sort of high-end farm map that these 3 New Zealand players are so known for playing, this long 240 hybrid consistency. But we'll wait the pick because I think this very much decides the fate of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is something New Zealand has to think really hard about for what they pick. I think it has to be mechanics, but it feels like they've been suffocated out of so many of the picks they probably wanted. They've lost the aim twice. They were probably never favorites on the gimmick or ult and control in the first place. And they've lost the No More 2 just then in quite a convincing fashion. So even though something like DT1 and Fremont 3 is open, it feels bad after losing that No More 2.
I think you could probably see an angle where they try and go for either Hard Rock 1 or Hard Rock 2. Flip either another mechanics map or just go for the precision and hope that Saikyu manages to pull something out. But they've gone for Fremont 3, they've gone for a stream map. I think that this is actually a relatively balanced map on both Hidden and Hard Rock mods, and I actually think there's a very 50-50 favored pick for both teams. I think Box, very, very shoehorned in on the Hidden. He's kind of just the goat on maps like that, especially with Hidden, the flow aim and stamina. But that being said, you look over to the other side, you have players like HaSappy, Saikyu, and clafrelys, who, again, just very good on their mods. I think Saikyu will be absolutely happy to feast on the Hard Rock here.
Yeah. And I'm expecting Violet probably to take the Hidden. He's traditionally taken the Hiddens for New Zealand on these tapping maps.
I think this will be like a hard rock on Saikyu versus a secret box on Hidden type mod battle. As well as
for
the
sure.
No mod players duking it out. I think it will be Box on the Hidden, Aknzx on the Hard Rock, and Dumb Andy on the no mod.
Yeah, I think so too. That just seems to be the pattern that's worked out all tournament long. And also an OWC as well for New South Wales. Having Box hidden, Aknzx, Hard Rock. And Dumb Andy, don't sleep on him. He's not known as the tapping player, but as you've seen in Number 2, he is capable of shredding these maps.
Yeah, I think this one a bit closer to the kind of maps he's able to play in solo. Very, very adept at these kinds of stream maps, especially on the floor aim. He's just so consistent and good. So while his accuracy might not be pristine, I think his ability to combo will definitely shine in this match.
Yeah, especially on the no mod. If it was on Hidden or Hard Rock, I would have a bit more questions, but I know for a fact he has set some absolutely insane scores around the star rating for a stream map.
Yeah.
If he is...
Really, I think it just comes down to whether or not New Zealand can bring it to them. The potential is definitely there. HaSappy still very good on streams, especially at this BPM in solo. So I think we'll be seeing him take the no mod. And
yeah, I think so too.
I think that will be a very, very interesting battle to watch between Dumb Andy and HaSappy on the no mods.
Yep, we're going into what feels like a do or die for New Zealand.
Winning this point could be the start of something, but losing this, I think, pretty much spells the end, as they do not have the pick that New South Wales could win the match on.
Yep, and as expected, it's actually, yep, it's the rosters and the mod combinations we expected. Watch out for Box vs Saikyu as the main carries for both teams.
But it has to be noted that Hard Rock is just so hard on something like this. I think this map is very well in the mid 8 stars for Hard Rock. So again, while Saikyu is very comfortable on Hard Rock, he is fighting a bit of an uphill battle. And that bonus multiplier score is just probably not enough to make up for the difficulty he has to go through. While Box, on hidden streams, it's just his bread and butter. Most players might find a struggle on floor aim, but on this kind of thing, Box is just super, super consistent. And I would not be surprised to see an FC come out from him at all.
Absolutely. No struggle from anyone yet in this map. It all looks quite comfortable.
But yeah, as we say that, like, Violet is still holding strong here. Saki
but he breaks as you say that.
He finds a chain miss there. And New South Wales just holding onto a 3-way, which is absurd right now. Have to give props to the FC on Aknzx side with the Hard Rock.
Yeah, this is no long map either. HaSappy broke. It's only Saikyu with the recovery. He missed in the first 30 combo, I believe. And it's already halfway. Aknzx does find a miss.
The uncharacteristic miss is that. The door ever so slightly open. On a map like this, chain misses from anywhere can happen from either team, so you can never really call it over until it's over.
Yeah, I'm looking at the recovery from Violet as well. Whilst I can't expect Box to miss, if Dumb Andy misses and Saikyu holds, it's definitely doable with the recovery from Violet.
And Aknzx does miss, traded back by HaSappy.
But Saikyu, he just...
There goes both the Hard Rock players! And Box is just uncontested. Him and Dumb Andy are just carrying this torch all the way to the end.
Oh, this silly Andrew person has been shredding all the tapping maps right now. He is on top again. On the no mod, outlasting HaSappy on the consistent flow aim. HaSappy misses on aim right there.
You also just have to give absolute props to Box. This 99.85 and counting.
Oh my god, Saikyu just dropped like 4%, like 3% accuracy from a chain miss.
And I think that'll be it. I think no amount of chain missing from New South Wales can save this surmounting 700k lead.
They still have a 2-way, by the way. They still have a 2-way.
And New South Wales is just so comfortable in this Box, approaching 99.9.
Oh,
Dumb Andy finally finds the break, but it's too little, too late. Box.
Yeah, a really solid recovery from Violet, but he is outshined by Box. Can he make it to 99.9?
Doesn't quite make it. But 99.89 from Box. What have we just witnessed? We know that this is the kind of map he's just so comfortable on. But an FC?
Yeah, that is absolutely outrageous.
I just want to point out, I think that's 781 PP. Just a casual.
Just
Casual
casual.
781.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Dumb Andy. 800k as well. Absolutely
Yeah.
popping off on this map.
Saikyu did win the Hard Rock battle there, and Violet did put up a pretty decent score with the 680, I believe, but it's just not enough, and the third man does seem to be a little bit gapped. As New South Wales instantly slams the Noma 3 Nevermore.
Yep. This is the control that they've won all match long. And
Funnily enough, going from a winter Fremont 3 to a winter Noma 3.
yeah, I was gonna say, it's winter on Noma 3. It's not something you usually see, but if the map bangs it, the map bangs.
But yeah. It is fully in New South Wales control. 3 break points in a row, as well as their pick on match point. This is all just set up for such a violent 7-0 by the New South Wales team.
Yeah, it's just so brutal. Aknzx is coming back in, Dumb Andy, Box. I anticipate that we might see the same lineup, especially with how well Dumb Andy's been playing and his confident ult skill set. And Box, I haven't seen the map, but this definitely sounds like the type of ult that Box will absolutely terrorize.
This one is a bit more spiky, a bit less difficulty in the verses, a bit more of the high BPM control, mixed snap and flow in DTIs. So it's a very pop-offy kind of map.
Yeah.
So again,
We'll see if New South Wales stamps their authority, gets a 7-0 into their matchup against Victoria. And it almost seems like the New Zealand team sounded a bit defeated after that 3-1-3 loss, if you looked at the chat. So we'll see if they pull out some magic, but I don't have much confidence. New South Wales looks so dominant right now, with how well Box is playing, with how well Dumb Andy's playing.
I mean, to be fair, this is the form that, you know, a really high caliber team will need to challenge the final team left remaining in the winners bracket, which is Victoria, and almost might be a repeat of 4 years ago when New South Wales 7-0'd New Zealand in the winners grand finals. Oh, sorry, not even winners. It was a loser grand final. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's looking like history may very much be on the way to repeating itself here. Just really seems that New South Wales is that hill that New Zealand have quite never conquered.
Yeah. I mean, New South Wales and Victoria are the final bosses of Australian OSU.
Yeah. You can't help but wonder if it would have been a little bit different if New Zealand was at full strength, but that doesn't matter now. They got here with the team that they have. And while it isn't possibly the best one they could have had, they're still damn good players. Like, you can't look at this 3 and not think that they're just not super good. But yeah, this intro pretty slow, and doesn't really get much into the map. We did see an early miss from Violet, but it just doesn't matter here. But yeah, so Aknzx coming in for the last 2 maps has really just done work. Especially, like, we can't understate how hard it is to match Saikyu on that last Hard Rock as well. Like, his combo is just so good. But I think we'll be getting into the Ki very soon. yamss does find a break, and this just really feels like the story of the match. Just New South Wales perpetually just being a little bit in front, and New Zealand having to play catch up. There goes Dumb Andy.
Yeah. But right now it's not enough. There's good recoveries. But Aknzx misses, that's pretty big. The trade is on Zuma, but that's not the big combo right now. Saikyu and Violet are still shredding this. And it's only Box contesting them right now.
That being said, it is still a very close 10k lead, but there goes Violet! In a very crucial moment where Box was holding on. They did have the combo advantage, New Zealand, there. But heading into this middle section, a lot of control.
Yeah,
Saikyu's still holding very strong.
Yeah, and as long as Saikyu's combo is alive, the match is doable.
But again, you're going up against this Australian veteran and a juggernaut of a tournament play in a secret box, just coming off a 3rd place finish in Kel.
I mean, never say never. You never know if he might miss.
Yeah, Dumb Andy and Aknzx do have recoveries, so combo advantage again, back again in New South Wales' favour. yamss does find a break, which won't help, but we won't really see the full effects until we get into the Ki, as none of this could matter, or it could just be the difference
is still not broken up yet. It's 100k with around 1/3 of the map remaining.
In the second Ki, his control's starting to ramp up again. None of the players finding misses yet. But
yeah, it's Saikyu miss. That's probably it. Box trades, but and Violet misses. I was gonna say he had a supporting combo, but Dumb Andy and Aknzx are still shredding. It doesn't matter if the captain, Mr. Secret Box, misses because he has the support. He has Dumb Andy. He has Aknzx. Both at 400k, outscoring both Violet and Zuma.
Yeah, and this really does just feel like a victory lap. But while this match wasn't close, we do see Fight in New South Wales, who got ruthlessly 6-0'd in the winners bracket semi-finals against Victoria A. And we've seen them step it up here. Now this could make for a really interesting match tomorrow night. If the players, especially Dumb Andy and Aknzx, play to this caliber of tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, what is he doing right now? Dumb Andy was holding
that's what he's doing.
Oh, well. Yeah, well, what was he doing before that? That was pretty good. Can you do that again, please? Yeah, see, he's hitting it. He's hitting it.
But yeah, comes to wraps. And as we said before, it really does just seem, no matter what, New South Wales just is the hill that New Zealand can't conquer. New South Wales have gone on to win 7-0 in an absolutely dominating display.
Yep. And I do think that makes over 14 maps won for them in a row, especially after they 7-0'd Western Australia A.
Yeah, they've got a bit of momentum now going into this grand final. They'll need it since they're coming from losers and will have to win twice against Victoria. Commiserations to New Zealand A. You guys fought hard. You guys were a pretty good seed 1, showing some pretty dominant displays early and mid, but unfortunately the scaling just does seem to have gone to them.
Yeah. And I'm very excited for the Victoria matchup, not just because of the names that we see from OWC, but also because of how good Dumb Andy and PoYuTo looked. PoYuTo only came in for 1 map, but he had a very solid showing, and Dumb Andy was absolutely shredding on every single map.
Very crucial for this match for sure. And as we move on to the match tomorrow, New South Wales will be fighting to try and defend their title once again. Almost the same script as last time. They did lose to Victoria in the upper bracket in 2022. Had to come through losers, had to beat New Zealand and Queensland, and then brought them to a bracket reset to win. So it's anybody's game, especially on a high SR pool. Even if New South Wales play this well, there is still the MREC factor. The man who can do anything. So we'll catch you back here tomorrow night, I think at 9 PM AEST.
I can do a quick check of that. Yep, it does look like 9 PM.
But yeah, so come tune in for grand finals. I think the loser bracket, the bracket reset will also be immediately after if we get to it. So thank you all for watching.
Yep. Thank you for joining to the stream.
We'll be seeing you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, the momentum has built up for New South Wales. The stage is set. The 2 titans of Australian OSU are going to clash off tomorrow, Victoria and New South Wales.
The grand finals for the 3rd iteration running will be, the 2 teams. Yeah.
The 2 teams. The names.
That'll be all from us. So come tune in tomorrow, and bye-bye.